everybody, welcome back to Shadows over Loathing. When last we left off, Bloodhenge and nudists that we've beaten up. At last, the non-literal beating heart of Mudhenge. As you draw near, the needle on your compass spins wildly. Of course, it's as the guide outside told you. A compass placed upon the altar will point to secret west, where lies the thing that your heart most desires. Which makes this place far superior to Stonehenge, where the most that'll have to fit into your compass is that a badger might eat it. Place the compass on the altar. There's the question, of course, what exactly your heart desires most. What are you hoping to find here in this endless gloom of mud and henge? Meat, please, lots of it. The needle spins smoothly clockwise until it doesn't. Seized by a queer magnetic force, the tremendous needle twitches violently before the cardinal in single directions. It's a horrible, upsetting sight, and it feels like a mercy-killing when, with a gasp of inexplicable breath, the needle falls still, and its head pointing somewhere between west-north, somewhere toward the west-north arch. Is the needle okay? Honestly, no. Sorry to hear. West-north arch. Well, this is quite another henge altogether. The mists of Mudhenge have parted, and you now stand before the great husk of an antebellum riverboat grounded upon the swampy shore. The wreck of the Longfellow. The longer fellow, rather. Nearly a compass bends its neck to point upward towards the boat's top deck. You don't know how a compass needle can contort itself like that, but it's very unpleasant to watch. Mudhenge must have brought you here for a purpose. There's meat here, and you're gonna find it. Forge ahead with low to moderate purpose. But first... Oh hey, kitty, finally found you. Hi, hold up, Molly. How'd you find me? I just took a guess where you honestly go. Cripes, kitten. Kitty, don't go disappearing on me like that again. Ah, shucks, Molly, were you worried about me? I have so we're pals, ain't we? And even if you weren't, part of my job's keeping tabs on you, you know? Sorry. Just wanted to get her back before we do stuff around here. Mayhap this debris fell from the wreck of the boat, but mayhap not. Search it. One crusty roll. One man's trash is another's crusty roll, to quote Shakespeare, if you believe he even wrote those plays. And some people don't even think he existed. It's fine for nature to reclaim the shipwreck, but this planet doesn't look so happy about it. Fight for your right to make metal stuff. Die. There'll be no more of nature's gloating over death of a boat. And rightly so. What glittering prize has lured these rubber-necking stink bugs and beasts to this gloomy ruin? Holler at 'em. Beat it, bugs! All peaceful efforts have failed. Battle stations. Damn it, I was right. Those are the ones that poison you when you hit them. Ah, where's my mouse? There. Having a double myself sure is swell. The chasing bugs abandoned the trunk for new adventures. Some swamp honey. Now what was it in here that so intrigued those bugs? Take a peek. It gained 12 meat, a little bit of meat, and well, would you look at that? Look at it. The only other thing in the trunk is a magazine about model trains. Those bugs got their little bite marks all over this page. Funny, those creatures may look different, but they like metal trains, same as you. That's not what I like. Right. I don't care about model trains. The rungs of a ladder are carved directly into the hull. Counting the rungs is an accurate means of determining the age of the boat. A sailor can dream of no greater horror than a mush prow. Faulty speakers still broadcast, but the transmission is not intelligible. Make it work. It's not that easy. The fuse inside the speaker casing has succumbed to swamp necrosis. That's a real issue for these wooden riverboats, especially when they crash into swamps. Make it work. You discard the necrotic fuse and swap in a new one. With the replacement fuse snug in its new bed, the transmission of which you had only caught garbled fragments of now makes itself clear. Be that it, have ye finally fixed that infernal machine? Not once if ye can hear me. You know as directed. Praise be to the seas and the creatures in there. Fine work, landlubber. You mind if I call you landlubber? No. No, ye don't want me to call you that? I don't know. No. And then we must be then, till we can make the proper introductions. Speaking of which, this Captain down on the riverboat Longerfellow, and it gives me no pleasure to report that my vessel is running aground here in this Venus soggy fen I called Davy's Swamp Locker. Few survivors be trapped in the wheelhouse. Wheelhouse? Know ye parts of the boat's landwoman? 2 levels above ye be the main deck, and there you'll find the captain and his wheel. Not on a boat be higher than the captain. Can I help? Ye didn't ask for this, I know, and ye must feel like the unluckiest landwoman in the world. But there be 5 innocent souls in the wheelhouse with me blocked by broken pipes spewing scalding steam. Will ye help us? Yeah, sure. You solemnly commit yourself to the task. I ask that ye enter the most private parts of the boat, the hull, where the wildlife is done to foul to our steam pipes. Funny be it not that the steam that gave life to this boat also took it from most of the passengers. I think we are only beginning to understand the nature and whims of steam, but that be a mystery for another day. Okay? The code to the hull be the birthday of the Longerfellow, January 4th, 1845. But there be a catch, and I ain't talking about what we used to haul up for Friday, crabs and such. We don't use standard international date formats on our locks. Wouldn't be caught dead doing that. No, we use maritime basic. Year, month, day. What? You'll be figuring it out, landwoman, I'm sure. I'll take my leave, and then I will look this up because there's no way I'm remembering what that is. The refreshment cart has been scavenged of all nourishment save a paper menu which you shall not eat. Browse the menu. A fine luncheon aboard the riverboat Longerfellow. Friday, January 3rd, 1927. Hors d'oeuvres. Saffron crab on cracker. Soup. Crab on a cracker. Eggs. Seasoned crab eggs. Fish. Crab under napkin. Oh my goodness. Poultry. Chicken a la crab. Salad. Leaf dressed crab with salad. Dessert. Crab cream. Cheese. Crab cream. Eat the menu. Not even the distressed passengers of the do longer fellow resorted to that. Eat it, though. Wreckage of a ship exerts a dreadful psychological toll on all those poor souls trapped aboard, and not understand their especial torment except by experiencing it, but you've come close, you think, by wandering on board well after the fact and munching on a menu. A great wooden wheel in the final stages of wheel death. Upon its spokes you can make out a message scrawled in blood or red mud. Dan, Dan, we are all broken upon thine wheel. Spelling? Alright. The password. One, 4, 5, 4. What? Oh. They changed it in an update. That did it. Released from the door that locked dissolves into the swamp spores and floats away on the swamp breeze. Send. A large crate labeled inflatable water slide. There's a handwritten message scrawled into the wood. Read it. Don't tell the guests about the water slide. I don't care if they're expecting the time of their lives. 5 hours of pain and suffering to put it together and they only use it once. Below that, another message. Read that. We're going to die on this boat. The lone needle governs this gauge. Its machination's its own. Use the machine. The gauge has no controls and nothing can be used. How about now? Inglorious Tiara. Classic pair of deckhand pants. What a deckhand wears on their deck legs. You can't wear them because you have regular legs. I wonder if somewhere there's a deckhand running around without their pants, but given the state of this boat, it's far more likely they're dead. A note is taped inside the cabin. A sailor's Poseidus and Poseidons. Poseidu, remember your date formats. Standard, month, day, year. Local. Month, day, year, month, radio. Year, month, day, month, year, international. Day, month, year, maritime basic. Year, month, marine time plus. Marine time basic reversed. Marine time minus. Day, month, day, year, month, deckhand basic, day, year, I don't even know. And there's this second page that reads marine time humor. Read the marine time humor. What is the pirate's best part of the boat? The starboard. What is a sailor's favorite joke? Land. Go back to Poseidus. Eat the note. Eating a note is a big Poseidon. A confession, friend. Rarely I would put me trust in a landwoman, but you come this far, you prove ye have a true heart of a sailor. Yes, I keep it in a jar. Once again, I can't hear you, friend, but I hope you aren't joking around about the keeping the heart of the sailor in a jar or something similar. Captain Dan likes to laugh as much as any shippy, but there's something no man nor beast should ever joke, and that's over a sailor's death. I think we can all agree on this. Not getting to joke about dead sailors is the highest form of censorship. You scoffed performatively at this insidious threat to free speech, but received no response. I'm afraid I must tell you that we have a new problem. Ye may have dealt with the steam pipes, but now we be locked in the wheelhouse. I expect ye to find the door key in the crow's nest. Ye know how crows be. I do know how crows be. Now please hurry. Some of the passengers in here be getting hungry, and I don't mean for a nibble on the boat telescope. Hurry along. Leaving a unattended bag on deck. Now, is that a Poseidon or a Poseidon? No, that's a Poseidon. Indeed, we'll make a sailor out of you yet, landwoman. Ah. Yeah. But having said that, Martha, the boat has taken a sharp and sickening turn into a black and tear in the sky itself, and I fear we are heading for land with unsafe speed. Grateful if you could call your father and rescue me from this impending unpleasantness. I will get this letter away to you promptly. I'm sure the swamps have mailboxes. Well, it's an unopened bag. Blank canvas, a fresh sheet of snow, beautiful morning, and endless possibilities. And open it. Oh, it's just a couple of meat. Probably in some alternate universe, the bag would have been filled with fabulous treasure. A handcart on the side of the barrel reads, Buscon C.C. David. Look inside. A brackish soup burbles in the bottom of the barrel. The remains of David, grim and foul-smelling. Take anything useful. Sailor's cap. There's little sod left on the liquidated bosun, but this crisp cap has kept its shape. Tucked in its brim is a solitary telegram which slips from the hat in the goop. Read it. Mr. H. Longfellow, Longfellow Riverboat Company. Stop. Hope you well. Stop. Requesting permission to mutiny. Stop. Captain ordering ship to storm. Stop. Says passengers will love it. Stop. Group plans to mutiny anyway. Just hope you're not united with us. Stop. Three outhouses, all alike in dignity, i.e. below average. A note on the side of the structure says the standard combination doesn't work. The deckhand padlock these up again. Four, 5, 1. The lock slips through the door, shattering upon the deck into 1,000 pieces. Inside the stall is a ruined toilet, which is no surprise. But on the back of the door is something quite unexpected. A time portal. A beastly crow eyes you with avian bloodlust. Say hello. Hello, sir. I'll ruffle his feathers. To weaken you a bit. And then finish the job. A jaunty feather. Excelsior. Can I flush that? Oh, fine. You step from the outhouse into a beautiful day. The sky is blue and bright, and the glistening deck freshly swabbed, and the passengers hale and hearty and freshly swabbed. You exist in a moment of joy, a frozen tear on a warm cheek. Cool beans. I never met Mr. Longfellow. Perhaps he's too long to meet. Pens in the hand, the passenger muses over his missive. Read what he's writing. The letter in progress. Sneak a peek. Martha, I was never fit to be a husband so long as my mind was cursed to generate my great ideas. For example, if we twist the cow differently, might we produce not milk but cheese? I must be free of our marriage if I am to pursue this notion. I trust this clears up why I dove out of the car so suddenly. If I don't see well on this cruise, I'll simply throw up. Fine day for a crab lunch, eh? I was too excited to let you through. Crown sparkles like the well-brushed tooth of an ice troll. Speak with the owner. Fine cruise, ma'am. And you are? Oh my, I am multitudes, ma'am. To one I am one thing, to another another. To some I am a riverboat passenger. To others a countess of the city clocks. Nice crown. Tiara. Where'd you get it? It's gifted to me by a scientist that sacrificed his heart for a city that has stopped breathing. What city is that? If it's dead and buried, let it remain thus. You seem interesting. Indeed, I bear many curses. Can I have that tiara? I am sure you could possess it, but I do not believe it can ever be had by anyone. How much for the tiara? It has a price, yes. 100 meat. Okay. Mine. This is a purchase by you of a city from its final countess. I will defend it with my life. The boat's gonna crash. Yes, I think you should not be here when it does. A deckhand stands where the crow was, or rather will. Afraid there's no access to the promenade right now. The stewards are tastefully arranging lunch, and the slightest disturbance could throw off their tastefulness. I think this boat's gonna crash. Sea safety is perfectly safe, I assure you. Statistically, it's more dangerous to ride a motorcycle into the ocean. You have to stop the boat. Stop the boat? The captain wouldn't hear of it. He took this charter to show all his guests the time of their lives, and that's what he needs to do. What do you make it, Captain Dan? The captain's disciplined, alright, and no mistake. I like to joke that Dan stands for disciplined and no mistake. That's a joke you like to make. Correcto. Do you transform to a crow in the future? Hope not. Left my crow phase back behind in my 20s like any lad. Well, goodbye. See you when you die. Now, you can use the tiara to get rid of the crow. But screw that crow. The giant, ghoulish crow asserts unchallenged domination over the boat's top deck, and he rules not through love but fear. What is scarier than a crow? Me, I am. What's that? A crow? A human outscare a crow? If you figure out a way to do that, then let the rest of us know. Would you? For you, it'd be the first in the history of the world. Turn your eyes terrifyingly. The crow pales like a dolphin at the fiend at the guillotine and scurries as fast as its giant wings can flap. Allons-y! Scare him to death. Honk a sound that makes all music sour. The crow's dark feathers run white, and with the last vestige of strength he abandons the deck in communal nest. This crow looks clever, but the first crow is the deepest. Shatter his mind. Words of tricksy crow frighteners spreading fast among the boat. Soon the myth will evolve itself will evolve its own life and thoughts. Take 17 muscles to smile, use 100. Crow staggers overboard, gasping at last scraps of sanity like a sudden tear in a bathing suit. The power is yours to be used responsibly. Okay. This crow's in a 5-way tie for the biggest crow bird you've ever seen. Fright the bird. The whole swamp is now fertilized and hatches with whisperings of the woman who gobbles up the courage of crows like so many country stews. So mystic is the figure, nobody would believe that you, a mortal, is she, unless you show them. Actions, not word. Flex your tongue with malice. The first farmer to stick a scarecrow in his wheat field was never really satisfied with his creation. Sure, it worked, but it didn't look like what he'd seen in his mind. The thing he saw those thousands of years ago was you. In this moment, you are the scarecrow. You have always been the scarecrow. Yes! True facts. Footsteps. Be it ye, land one? Crow's got the key, landlady. Still can't see you, afraid. I had a spare in here. Huh. A sudden creak reaches your ears, but before the creak, your eyes. Suspended from the ceiling, this boxy thing given motion, lurches left and right, down and straining at the spring crafted on its back. There is no ship's captain, no passengers, no meat. This automaton, this creature, is the only living thing in the wheelhouse. If you call that living. Captain Dan? A landwoman in me wheelhouse. 'Tis the day most dreaded by every sailor. A fate worse than a chomping by the chitinous beak of frightful Scylla. I can only guess that the boat being on land has imbued ye with extra powers, allowing ye to make it this far. Honestly, it wasn't that difficult. Land powers, I say. What's been going on here? I'm afraid you've been a passenger on me riverboat ruse. Weren't me that needed saving from the steam, the crows, the bugs, but ye that needed killing by them. What have you done, Dan? A machine I be, landwoman, made to follow instructions. The instructions were to captain this riverboat and show all those on board the time of their lives. The time of their lives, ye see. Time meaning beginning, middle, and end. To fulfill me task to its letters, I had no choice but to ram the riverboat into a monstrous swamp and terminate every living soul aboard. Right. Some questions? Water away. That's how we say fire away at sea. Your logic seems a little strained. Your whispering land lies, lass. What ye believe to be faulty reasoning is mere misfires in your rotten brain. To me, a perfect correct creature of logic, and a model sailor to boot, what I've done as captain be not just logical, but very, very good and smart. You know you misinterpreted time of your life. Misinterpret? The only miss I know, landwoman, is that powerful mistress we sailors call the ocean. I be a sailor, you know. If you were a sailor, you'd know your Poseidons and Poseidons. Aye, what of it? I already need a lecture on me Poseidons and from a land leech. Killing your passengers and crew is, to me, a big Poseidon. Captain Dang dangles uncomfortably from his rod crafts. Even I, a landwoman, know that. Captain Dan's wooden noggin starts to spin like an owl on a merry-go-round. Do you know less about the sea than a landwoman? Captain Dan's limbs spin, threatening to overheat until instead he whimpers into non-existence. He feared you the most, Blues, and always did. For all his faults of logic, he fancied himself a sailor to his wooden bones. And it is a tenet of nautical prophecy that the only thing that can kill a sailor is a woman from the land. Search about. This should come in handy, unless what you need is a functioning telescope. You leave Dan shattered into wormwood food, his anchor laid in automaton hell. No longer shall he menace land or sea, and his little patch of swampland is safe once again, if not especially desirable to visit or live. Hope you had the time of your life, buddy. The ship's radio still broadcasts, though only to an empty and derelict riverboat. Swear into the microphone. Despite the radio's limited broadcasting area, the filthy and unprinted words from your mouth blast a horrible smell across the country. And at this exact moment, many, many miles away, a creature's eyes snap open for the first time. The Federal Radio Commission has been born. The wheel is made of plastic. The boat must have been controlled via Captain Dan's central wooden nervous system. Take the wheel. I assume you mean to take it with you and not take the control of the ship. Your compass needle oscillates violently in the presence of this console. Turn off the console. Just like that, the needle reverts to its normal function, pointing west. So there's never any meat here? Just some electrical interference confusing your compass? This would never happen at Stonehenge. And we will call it a video here. I am the Blue 32. This is Shadows Over Loathing. TTFN. That's it for now.